Let us continue our discussion on finite automaton. The objective of this module is to understand the power of computing machines. Given a computing machine like say calculator or computer or ATM machine, we wish to know what can be computed, what cannot be computed by say automatic teller machine. To understand the computing power or the limitation of a computing machine, one has to understand the underlying mathematical model or computing model. So we looked at the simplest model, which is finite automaton, which has got states and using which one can keep track of the current computing information, and on reading a bit in an input or a character in the input, it moves exactly one cell right, and that's the power of this machine. So the machine, the way it works is it can move only in one direction from left to right, and it can only read a character at a time, and it moves from one state to another state, or it stays in the same state. With that, it maintains some partial information about what is being computed so far. And finally, when it reaches the accept state, we say so and so string is accepted, and we try generalizing what all strings a machine can accept. With that, we say here is a language which contains set of all strings accepted by so and so automaton. Now, subsequently, we will try addressing the limitations of this machine. Then we look at what modification we should bring into finite automaton, and slowly we will get to a computing model which resembles the modern day computing machines. So as part of our discussion, we looked at this case study, finite automaton accepting strings that end with 0, 1, and here is an automaton. If you focus on the construction, the simplest string that this machine can accept is 0, 1, and subsequently you see that it can accept 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, and so on. Meaning the simplest string is a string of length 2, and that tells you it should have, the automaton should have at least 3 states. Anything smaller than 3 is not possible. So you are trying to construct a minimum finite automaton accepting this language, then the automaton should have 3 states. The reason is the simplest string is 0, 1, which means you need 3 states to accept this. Now when you get into strings of length 3, what is possible is 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. Then when you get to strings of length 4, you see that it is 0, 0, 0, 1, or 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. And like that, prefix can be anything followed by the suffix is always 0, 1. But there is a succinct way of writing this part. So what are we saying? Prefix on 0, 1 star followed by 0, 1. This is my suffix. Suffix is fixed. It says it has to end with 0, 1. And how do we write this? The notation for this is 0 plus 1 star followed by 0, 1, which means any string on 0, 1 followed by 0, 1. So this says any combination of notation is this, any combination of 0, 1. When I say star, 0 or more. When it is 0, you get 0, 1. When it is 1, what do we get? When it is 1, we get 0 plus 1 times 0, 1. Now this is OR operator. If you take 0 followed by 0, 1, or you take 1 followed by 0, 1. and you apply it twice, you get 0 plus 1 times 0 plus 1 followed by 0 1. From this you take 0, from this you take 0 followed by 0 1. From this you take 0, from this you take 1 followed by 0 1. From this you take 1, from this 0, you get this. From this it is 1, this followed by this. That's precisely what we arrived at here. So that says 0 plus 1 star followed by 0 1. Now any string on 0 1 followed by 0 1 is precisely represented by this. So this succinct way of representing this is called regular expression. So the regular expression corresponding to this language is precisely 0 plus 1 star times 0 1. So now given a language like this, one can express using a finite automaton. This is called transition diagram. It describes the transition from one state to another state on reading a character, or reading a character from the input. You can also describe the language using the regular expression. Okay, and there is something called transition function. Using that also one can describe, which we shall see next. So what we have seen so far is how to construct the automaton having the minimum number of states, and this itself tells you that we should have 3 states, and then prefix can be anything. That prefix is modeled using this transition diagram, and subsequently it ensures that every string that it accepts, it ends with 0 1. Most importantly, the automaton is designed in such a way that all valid strings are accepted and all invalid strings are rejected. Most important thing is all valid strings must be accepted and all invalid strings must be rejected, which is taken care by this automaton. So for a finite automaton accepting this, one can come up with a transition diagram. That's one. Or one can come up with regular expression. So these two we have seen. There is something called transition function that also describes the finite automaton. Either you can describe the finite automaton accepting this using a transition diagram like this, or a regular expression 0 plus 1 star followed by 0 1, or something called transition function which we can get from this, or we can describe using something called grammars, and for this we discover something called regular grammar. So the transition function, one can get it from this. So it is a function, so it has a domain, codomain, and how is the mapping done, all that we shall see. So the way we describe the function is using the notation delta. So delta represents the function from Q cross sigma to Q. Now what is Q? Q represents the set of states in this Q0, Q1 and Q2. And what is sigma? Sigma represents the input alphabet. In this case it is 0, 1. So now Q cross sigma is the cross product with the first set being Q0, Q1, Q2 and sigma being 0 or 1, and which is mapping to a cross product is mapping to the set Q itself, which is Q0, Q1, Q2. So for this, it is like this: delta of q naught comma 0. Where does it map to? I am in q naught. On reading 0, I am going to q1. Delta of q naught comma 1. On q naught, if you read 1, you stay in q naught. Delta of q1 comma 0 is q1. Delta of q1 comma 1 is q2. From q1, on reading 1, we go here. And delta of q2 comma 0 is q1. Delta of q2 comma 1 is q0. And please note, q has got 3 elements, sigma has got 2 elements, so the cross product has got 6 elements. For all of them, the mapping is defined. So what is the domain? Domain consists of elements from q cross sigma, which means q0 comma 0 and q0 comma 1, like that. And codomain consists of q, which means q0, q1, q2. So delta of q0 comma 0 says you map it to q1. Delta of q0 comma 1 says you map it to this, and like that it goes. So now it is clear that it is a function because each element here has got a mapping, and this need not be one to one, because many elements here may map to q0. For example, q0 comma 1 is mapping to q0, and you also see that q2 comma 1 is also mapping to q0. So more than one over here is mapping to an element here, but it's clearly a function. So it's clearly a function, and it maps this to this. So given a transition diagram, one can construct the transition function. Given a transition function like this, one can extract the underlying transition diagram. So in that sense, they are equivalent. Okay, and are these two equivalent? Given a regular expression, can we construct the transition diagram? Given a regular expression, can we construct the transition function? And given say transition diagram, can we construct the underlying regular expression? So all that we shall see. And one can also get something called grammars out of this, which also we shall discuss next. Here is a way to obtain regular grammar for this finite automaton. So we say q0 implies 0 q0, q0 implies 0, it's 1 q0, q0 implies 0 q1, and q1 implies 0 q1, and q1 implies 1 q2, and q2 implies 0 q1, q2 implies 1 q0. In addition to that, I just write one production called q2 implies epsilon. Because q2 is the final state, I write this. So each of this is called a production, and things that are in sigma, they are called terminals, and things that are in q, they are called non-terminals. So So if you look at these productions, on the left you see that exactly one non-terminal is present. On the right it is always a terminal followed by a non-terminal or just epsilon. Okay, so you see that it is always a terminal followed by a non-terminal or it is just epsilon. Now this describes this automaton. How do we correlate these two in terms of the language acceptance and so on? So take a string that is accepted by this. So the automaton accepts 0, 1. Now how do you parse this grammar? How do you parse this grammar to obtain this? So parsing is like this. So what you do, if the start state is Q0, then this is my start production. Start production is something that starts with Q0. So it is either this or this. Okay, something that starts with this. So you always start with Q0. You can take either this or this. Suppose you take Q0 implies say 1 times Q0. Okay. Now I can keep replacing this non-terminal with appropriate production. For example, now you have 1. You cannot change the terminal. You can only focus on the non-terminal and choose appropriate this. You may probably take the same production again. So let me write 1, 1, Q0. Then again focus on this non-terminal and choose one production. Say let me choose from this, let me choose 1, 1, say 0, Q1. Again choose this non-terminal and choose one production out of this. You can either choose this or this. Say let me choose the second one. So it becomes 1, 1, 0 followed by 1 Q2. Now again for Q2 you can choose any of these three, either this or this or this. Let me choose this. If I choose that, what do you get? 1101 epsilon, and epsilon is empty string, which means it is precisely same as 1101. So now here is a way to parse this string 1101 which is accepted by this automaton. So I always start from Q0 and choose a production. Any production is fine. You can choose this or this, and then you get to see a non-terminal. Again choose a production starting from that. So like that, if you keep doing, somewhere you have decided to stop, meaning you don't want to continue further, then choose the production that says Q2 implies epsilon. That gives you the desired string. And this tells you that here is a way to parse the string 1101. Suppose you want to start from, okay, I told 01, but in fact we have proved 1101. Okay. And you want to parse say 0001, then appropriately choose the production. Q0 implies 0 Q1 and next one is 0, so I should choose this. From this we go to 0, 0 Q1, and the next one is also 0, so I choose 0, 0, 0 Q1. The next one is 1, so let me choose 1 Q2. Then let me choose epsilon, because we are done with this. This finally gives you the desired string. So this way, any string that is accepted by this automaton can be generated through this parsing method. And something that is not accepted by this, one cannot generate. Something that is accepted by this, one can generate following this parsing scheme. So what we have seen is, given a question like this or a language like this, one can come up with 4 different ways of answering this question: transition diagram, or a regular expression, and transition function, or a regular grammar like this. And they are all equivalent. Given one, you can construct the other. Given a regular grammar, one can construct the transition diagram. Given a transition diagram, one can construct a regular expression. Given a regular expression, one can get a transition function. They are all equivalent. So, same language is expressed in multiple forms.